Okay, so I promised you a little warm-up routine, and this little warm-up routine is one of my favorites because it does sort of get the body ready for the Pilates workout, and it goes through most of the muscles in the body that we're going to be used, and also gets the heart rate going a little bit and also gets us nice and warmed up, loose and ready. This is a warm-up you can use regularly for most of the classes, and if you wish you can even do it in the morning when you wake up, you're feeling a little bit stiff as you roll out of bed. Do this little warm-up, takes 8 to 10 minutes and you're ready and good to go for the day. So it's going to be a little follow-along video. I'll go through the whole process. If you feel like repeating it, it's always nice to repeat it or do a few extra rotations, great, but follow along and then let's see how we go. Good, so we're going to start. For this one you might just need a mat if you want, or a carpet. We're going to be putting our hands down, so perhaps something under the wrist so they don't get too hurt. Try not to do it straight on the tile floor, but on a blanket, or that's fine, just to protect your hands. So we're going to start by standing with our feet hip distance apart. I'm standing at the back of my mat. If you're on your mat, you can stand at the back. And we're going to start with just a nice normal roll down, collapsing down, and just allowing those legs to stretch, trying to keep it all nice and straight, round back, and hanging nice and loose and heavy all the way down. We're going to place the hands flat on the mat, trying to bring the palms all the way down and seeing how straight we can get those legs, and you'll feel the hamstrings, lower back and glutes having to stretch up quite a bit, and we can just hang down there and just allow it to stretch for a few seconds. We are now going to walk our hands out into our push-up line. As we walk out, try not to have the hips wiggle. We want to be keeping the hips dead straight, pretending we're walking down almost in a corridor or a coffin, so that the hips do not go side to side as we gently come down into our push-up line. And as I mentioned before, try to drive those fingertips in to create some work for the forearms, allowing the protection of the wrists so that they don't get too hurt. From there, we're going to take a nice breath in, exhale, back into that nice V-stretch, bum to ceiling, and trying to drive our heels down to the ground, creating a nice straight line, back of the legs stretching quite a bit there. You'll feel some warmth through the legs as they begin to loosen, and then we can gently start walking out the legs, driving the one heel down, then the other, as you alternate left to right, allowing each one to stretch. And you can stop on one leg for a few seconds and then just alternate, hang there. We go through about 10 of those once it feels comfortable, so the legs feel a little bit looser, and we're ready to move on. So that's about 10. I hope someone out there is counting. It's probably you, Nisha, but someone's counting. Okay, so from there we're going to stay in the V-stretch, shift our weight back forward into the push-up line, and feel the tummy switch on. Always try to keep those hips in line with the shoulders. Nice strong position at the top there. Tighten the shoulders, feel the tummy, tighten the glutes, and we shift our weight back into that V-stretch. And we forward, weight forward again, and gently back. Each time we're trying to straighten the legs, straighten the back, and stretch deeper into the shoulders. And let's go one more time forward, and last time back. And now we're going to take the right leg, lift it straight up towards the ceiling. You'll feel that now the left leg really stretches. We can hang there for a few seconds. Lift it up as high as you can. If you're feeling tight, I'm feeling a bit tight today, maybe that leg doesn't go all the way down, we can swap over and left leg straight to the ceiling and drive those heels down and swap over. We're going back to the right leg now. This I'm going to lift and twist the hips. Try to take that leg back over behind you, allowing the hips to open up, allowing for a nice stretch also through the tummy, and gently down. Now we swap over, And we do the other side as well. Those we can just hold for about 5-6 seconds each and gently back into V-stretch. One more time forward. Arms are also starting to work a little bit. One more time back. Back into the right leg. From the nice twisted position now. Nice big exhale. Lower the hips. Bring that knee through and try to place the foot down next to the right hand. So it's right leg, right hand, and we're in a nice high runner's lunge. We're going to now start with the hand that's on the inside next to the foot. Now we're going to twist under the armpit, try to get a nice rotation there, and rotate up towards the ceiling, trying to keep the shoulders, arm in a nice straight line. So it's arm under the armpit, and rotate. Nice and slowly. Arm under the armpit and rotate. Now for the next three, we're going to place the elbow down first on the ground, then under the armpit and rotate. So it's elbow down, round, rotate. Last time, elbow down and rotate. Now you'll see that my left knee is lifted. If you wish and this leg's starting to strain a little bit, you can also place that leg down. But because it's a workout, because you're starting to warm up, we want to keep that leg lifted for as long as you can, really allowing the hips to work and the thigh to start getting nice and warm. We're now going to change hands. We now go to the hand that's on the outside. This is the difficult one, is this where we really need our balance. So find our balance. So we go hand under the kneecap and round. Hand under the kneecap. Really focus on trying to twist the rib cage and straighten the arm, and we want to look at our hand at the top there. One more time round. And this time we go elbow down and round. Elbow down, under, round. One final one. Elbow down and round. You can place those hands down. Now we can all put our left knee down on the ground, drop the leg, and we're just going to stretch back on that right leg, allowing for the hamstring and the glute to stretch a little bit. We can leave our hands forward and just sink into that stretch. Hold a few seconds, release for a second, and back. And release for a second, and back. We're going to do that again. This time as we straighten the leg, we're going to lift the toes, really sink into it. And you feel this muscle down there, the hamstring, the calf really stretch quite a bit. Just release a second, stretch. And we go one more time. And stretch. And we up. From there, we just pop that leg back up. One nice smooth move, we take the right leg back. And we're back into that V-stretch. Lift up the left leg this time. Open up those hips. Nice big exhale through. Place it down next to the left hand. If you've had to walk it through, that's fine, as long as you end up with the hand in line with the foot. And also the knee stacked on top of the ankle. You don't want to have the knee past your toes. Behind the toes, in line with the ankle, would be the perfect position. And then you go through a little rotation. So start with the hand on the inside. So it's under, round. We'll go through 3 of those, nice and slowly. Round, and under, round. Now we go elbow first, and round. Elbow first, and round. And elbow first, and round. There we go. Gently down. Now we swap hands. We go to the hand on the outside. So again, find our balance first. Hand under the kneecap. Round. There we are. Hand under the kneecap. Round. And last one under the kneecap, round. Now we go. Touch the elbow and round. There we are. Touch the elbow and round. And last one. Elbow and round. That's it. There we go. And already I can feel a lot of the shoulder muscles, tummy muscles and leg muscles really starting to warm up. When I drop that leg, toes back, and we can stretch back on the hamstring, catch our breath, and forward, release for a second, stretch back, forward, stretch back. Every time we're trying to get that leg a little bit straighter. Now try to lift the toes. That's it. And forward. And back. And one last one there. And back. That's it. And now we pop that leg up. We'll take the left leg back into the push-up line. This time we'll drop the knees and make sure those knees are directly under the hips. Again, nice and wide. We get a little bit wider than the hips on this one. That's fine. Creates a nice stable base. Arms directly under the shoulders, and make sure we have a nice stable hand, stable wrist, and nice tight tummy, because we are now in a neutral position. We want to keep that body nice and braced. We're going to go through what we call the cat-cow stretch. We're going to go from flexion, there, all the way into extension, all the way through nice and comfortable, slowly. And we want to focus on moving the pelvis, tucking the tummy and really pulling in those tummy muscles. So we suck it in there and use the pelvis and go all the way through. And one last time, let's go all the way through and into extension. See, I try to keep my arms as dead straight as I can, so don't bend them as much as possible, and so keep the shoulders nice and braced. Let's go through two more. Why not? They feel good. These are great if you have a nice tight back. And one last time. Stretch. And all the way into extension. Right, now we come into a nice neutral spine again. We can just wiggle side to side. We're going to go through what they call the baby elephant, or just a little tummy warm up basically. We're going to drop the toes, so they're basically under our shins. Keep the fingers nice and tight, brace our tummy, and we're just going to lift the knees an inch or so off the mat. Not high, we're not up here, we're just there, and we hold. Pull the tummy nice and tight, drop the knees slightly, and relax. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale, lift up. We hold it there. About 10 seconds. Someone out there is counting, I'm sure. And one last one, and we lift. There we can hold for 10. And that over there, that's about 10 seconds. And gently down. Toes back down. And now we're going to go through some protraction, retraction for the shoulders, allowing the shoulder blade to stretch out nicely. So just reposition the hands if you must. We're going to gently lower the chest, not the neck. Lower the chest down to the ground without bending the arms, so not a push-up. So we just lower the chest. So we basically bring the shoulder blades together and we push away from the ground. So we're not trying to round the back or dip the back. We're trying to just drop the chest. Our tummy's still nice and tight, and extend away. And these are very good to loosen up any tight shoulders from sleeping, any stiff necks. And we'll go from there. We can do about 5. And one last one. Push away. Nice. Wiggle, find your neutral position, and that's it. That should be a nice little warm-up. So that's a nice little warm-up you can perform. I will include other warm-ups that might be a bit more specific to the exercises we will do. But if I don't include a warm-up in the exercise, this one is a very, very nice one to learn and to go through. Like I said, even if you're not going to work out, just in the morning to really feel good, go through that little routine. It makes you feel fantastic and gets us ready and moving.